And welcome back, YouTube. This is Booster Buster here with another video. Today I'm here to share with you my Yu-Gi-Oh! 2-inch tall miniature figure Series 1 collection. This particular series of miniatures was made by the company Mattel, and the series ran from 2002 to I believe about 2005. Each series of miniatures will contain roughly about 10 figures to collect, and they represent Duelists or Duel Monsters that appeared in the hit anime Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. Please note, I did say the anime series because they only made miniatures that appeared in the anime, no matter how obscure, no matter how little airtime it had. If it appeared in the anime, it has a chance to make it as a figure, but if it did not appear in the anime, it had zero chance of making it as a Yu-Gi-Oh! Figure. So, with that knowledge out of the way, I am ready to present to you Series 1. Series 1 was a very classic set, as it featured 5 different duelists and 5 different monsters. And the first monster, or the first, duelist that we're going to take a look at is none other than Yugioh himself. Now, one thing to note, each miniature came with what's called a holo tile. When you look at it through the light, as you can see here, you will actually get basically like a thick plastic card of the miniature from the set. Now, for whatever reason, Series 1 did not match the miniature with the holo tile. So you will get a different holo tile than what the miniature represents. I believe they fixed that problem in either Series 2 or 3. But for whatever reason, I know the first set for sure did not match up the holo tile with the miniature that you got. So as you can tell here, we got Celtic Guardian with Yu-Gi-Oh! Now I gotta say, the quality of the miniature is okay. The cards are a little bit too large, but to be honest, if they were to make them actual size, you'd barely be able to see them in this miniature. His hair is that classic Yu-Gi-Oh! Hair. The cape looks okay. They completely forgot to color the shoes. He has blue shoes. I think he normally has brown or black shoes in the anime, so they just completely forgot to color those. And he does have the Millennium Puzzle, so they did get that right. This is supposed to represent him in one of his early duels in the anime. Very cool. We got Yugioh, Series 1. Please stand up. Okay. And up next, to go with Yugioh, we have to have a Kaiba. Now, Kaiba and I believe that his holo tile there is Summon, yeah, that's Summon Skull. Now this is old school Kaiba. This is like first couple episodes Kaiba, when he first dueled Yugioh. Honestly, it's not bad. They at least colored his shoes, so you don't have to worry about having the shoe pants. Very nice jacket. Actually, pretty cool face. I'd say that this is a pretty decently done miniature of Kaiba. That is Kaiba, Series 1. And of course, you can't have these two without having the main antagonist from Series 1, Pegasus. And I absolutely love this Pegasus. We got Joey Wheeler as the holo tile. So yes, you will be seeing those 3 miniatures coming up. And I gotta say, this is a really, really cool duel, or miniature. This is from when Pegasus fought Yugi in the very first duel. I like how he kind of has the one hand behind his back. He's holding the card in his hand. Of course, you can barely see it, but he does have the Millennial Eye, at least painted in there, gold color. He does have his shoes painted too, so he doesn't have the blue shoes. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the best miniatures that they've done of Pegasus. I just love that black outfit. I think it suits him much more than the red one that he has in the Duelist Kingdom arc. Alright, so those are the first 3 miniatures that I'm going to share with you. Now we're going to get to some pretty dang cool monsters. I'm going to move it over so it looks a bit more centered. Sorry about that. Alright, so our first monster up on dock... Actually... we're going to do this one. The classic Summoned Skull. I gotta say, it's not bad. His feet are gigantic. I don't think he actually has that big of feet in the anime. But I never really looked because you rarely see the full body shot of the monsters in the anime. I think they're just large so to give them a bit more of a base to stand on. I love the lunging forward pose, although I kind of wish I could have done like his lightning attack. I think that would have been really cool too. And that's the Summoned Skull, Series 1. Oh, and his holo tile back there is the Dark Magician. Alright, so let's go to our next monster up on deck. Actually, no. I'm going to do that. Yeah. We got the Dark Magician. I'm not going to lie, I'm not a huge fan of this figure. I think they really did an injustice to the Dark Magician. The Dark Magician is a classic monster, one of Yugi's, probably Yugi's most famous monster that he's ever used in the entire anime. And I gotta say, they really did an injustice. The face just looks really awkward. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. If you can see the face. He's in a sitting down pose, which I don't remember the magician sitting down. Usually he's kind of standing up with his arms crossed. He looks more like a judge than he does a magician. And the green staff, is the Dark Magician's staff green? I don't remember. I don't think it was it? Not that green. I just think that this is just not a good miniature compared to the rest of this line. That is the Dark Magician disappointed in. Alright. So, we're going to take a look at some more, and I just don't want to run out of room here, so we're going to put these to the side for now. Alright, so up next... Oh, by the way, Dark Magician had a Curse of Dragon holo tile. Up next, we have probably the most awkward choice to choose for a miniature, and that's Tristan. I do think that out of all of them, this is probably going to be the most desired and rare in the future, just because it's such a random miniature to make it's such a random character to make a miniature out of. He never really contributed all that much to the anime, outside of the Little Karibo Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series. I mean, he was the best character in there, but in the actual anime, he never really contributed all that much. And I'm going to play a little bit of spoiler, but believe it or not, they did not make a Tay miniature, but they made a Tristan one, which is really kind of awkward in my opinion. I will say they did a really good job with him, though. They got his classic overcoat blazer, perfect with that yellow tannish look, blowing in the wind there. The pants, the shoes, the face even looks pretty good. And they did a pretty good job with his inside shirt too. You can see a lot of detail on that. I gotta say, they did a really good job with this particular miniature. And I think this is going to be the most desirable one in the future. That's just my opinion, though. And as you can tell, that's Exodia in the background for his holo tile. And speaking of Exodia, we got Exodia with a Tristan tile in the background. And I gotta say, they did a pretty dang good job with Exodia. He's bulky, he's beefy. He has the eyes that will pierce right into your soul and obliterate you. His smile is really goofy, unfortunately, but the rest of him is not bad for a miniature standpoint, especially when it was released. That is Exodia, one of Yugi's most iconic monsters. And probably one of the most iconic monsters in the entire show, even though he only made one of the earliest episodes' appearance before he was thrown off the boat by Mr. Weevil. And up next, we have some Brooklyn Rage, Joey Wheeler. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is another one that I'm not a huge fan of. Look at the size of the card he's holding. If Yu-Gi-Oh cards are that large, that'd be something. Maybe he's not holding a card. Maybe it's just a snack because you don't see any symbols on it. Maybe he's just holding some sort of snack that he's about ready to open. But anyway, it's still not my favorite. It just doesn't have the nice polish that the Tristan one has or the Kaiba one has. They did a decent job on his face from what you can see of it, because, he has that really weird anime hair. Just something about it just doesn't feel as good as the other duelist characters in this lineup. I think this is one of the weaker ones, in my opinion. Sorry they did you dirty like that, Joey. Up next, we have another classic Yugi card, and that is the Celtic Guardian. Now they made him pretty beefy. You can see from the side, if he's standing up, he'd look like that. They kind of got him in a crouching position. So he's more, I think he's going to go more into a defensive style position here, which is okay. His ears are really widely pointed out. I think that's a bit overly done to dramatize that he's the Celtic Guardian, some sort of elf warrior. The sword is actually pretty cool. And they did a decent job with the armor, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, we can't really check the back of the cape, but it looks mostly purple. So yeah, that's the Celtic Guardian. With Kaiba for the tile background. Which one was it? This one? And now, we approach our final miniature. The Blue Eyes White Dragon himself. That's right, we got Blue Eyes. And of course, we got Yugi for the holotile in the background. Now I gotta say, this is decently done Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes is obviously one of the most iconic monsters, right up there with Dark Magician Girl, Summon Skull, from the entire Yu-Gi-Oh series. You can see they did actually a pretty good job with the face. Really nice sharp teeth. He looks like he's in a growling or howling position, like he's ready to roaring, that's it, at the enemy. They got his tail. They got his wings. Very one-note color. It's pretty much all this like whitish, silverish look. Of course, the blue eyes, and then the mouth, and then the teeth. So I don't quite remember the blue. I thought Blue Eyes always had a little more variety to his color. So this is an earlier adaptation of Blue Eyes, obviously. That is the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Sorry, I've been forgetting to place them on the side here. I should do that. Alright, so with all that said, that's the 10 miniatures that make up the Series 1. But we're not quite done yet, because we do actually have a 3-pack. Now the interesting thing about these 3-packs is, sorry, when I bought this, the sticker was on it and it's near impossible to remove. One interesting thing about these 3-packs is they would often, not always, but often contain either a variant of a miniature released in that set or a complete exclusive miniature that you could only get in the 3-pack. As you can tell here, we got Yugioh, Pegasus, and the Blue Eyes White Dragon, but in a like silver monochrome metallic type miniature. And I gotta say, it's pretty dang cool. And of course, these 3-packs back in the day were a little bit cheaper to buy, so you could get 3 in one pack instead of buying 3 individual. If you really wanted Yugioh, Pegasus, and a Blue Eyes, you could get this, but if you wanted the colored Blue Eyes, you'd have to get the individual packs, because this only came with the monochrome Blue Eyes. And I gotta say, it's pretty dang cool. I really like the monochrome look on this. And the holo tiles represented here, we got... Oh, they actually gave us 2 of the 3 correct ones. We got Yugioh, Pegasus, and Joey instead of the Blue Eyes. And believe it or not, they actually released 2 3-packs. And this one contains the metallic Exodia, Yugioh, and the Dark Magician. I gotta say, this one's pretty dang cool too. Really, really beat up. And this one actually cost a fair amount of money, but it was worth it because it completed the collection. I have every variant 3-pack or individual miniature from this set, and that makes me incredibly happy. Well, I can't say that. They also released a Yugioh, Pegasus, and Blue Eyes, one that had a full color Blue Eyes, but I didn't see the point in picking it up because it's literally just, instead of a metal Blue Eyes, it's a full color Blue Eyes. In my opinion, that's completely pointless to pick up. You either get one or the other, you don't need both. But yeah, this is the final showcase item in this video. And I gotta say, this is probably the only reason to pick this one up is for that metal Exodia. Yugi, in my opinion, it's okay, not the best duelist. And I made my stance on the Dark Magician. I do not care for that miniature at all. And for the holotiles, let me check. We got Pegasus, Joey, and Yugi again, so they didn't even change out the holotiles for this 3-pack. They gave us the exact same ones as the previous one. Well, anyway, with that being said, that completes this collection video. Please let me know your thoughts about this in the comment down below. Let me know what your favorite miniature is from this series. I do plan to do at least the first 5 series in this line. If you guys want to see more, that would be great. Let me know in the comments down below if you don't want to see any more of this and you think that it's not a very good series. I also want to hear your opinion in the comments down below. But like I said, I do plan to at least do the first 5 series. You know, covering series 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I don't own every miniature, but I own a good majority of them, so I think I would be able to do them. With that being said, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button if you want to see future content like this, and, as always, this has been Booster Box Buster, and I'm signing out. Peace.